the No Closure Show. Yes, I got my whole staff laughing at me because I'm trying to save my voice.
No, in all honesty, everybody, good morning and welcome to, to episode number 12, right?
Yes, another episode number 12 of the No Closure Show. And I'm talking like Elmo a little bit to save my voice. No helium, just me high on life.
People like me.
Yes, doggone it, people like me. I'm just not tickle me Elmo, okay?
Anyway, everybody, I got a bit of cold kicking here, which is always enjoyable as weather moves in, but that's okay. We will power through it like we always do with things. So today's episode is probably something that a lot of people have dealt with, wholesaling and joker brokering. Now, people love the idea of wholesaling. Like I did a conference call last night, a webinar with a great group in Las Vegas, Nevada. I thank Chris McClatchy for putting that group together and doing a live stream where we talked about the 3 F's of note investing, how to find, fund, and flip. And flipping is where a lot of people want to begin, especially if you're coming over from the traditional real estate side where you don't have capital, you don't have money for extra earnest money to put out, and you're really just trying to make something happen. And you're used to, say, sending out postcards to distressed leads, distressed borrowers, and getting leads in that aren't necessarily listed on the MLS to try to move. Now, wholesaling a note is just like wholesaling a piece of property. What do? Well, you have that property put under contract at a price that makes sense at a discount, and then your goal is then to market that note to your buyer's list at a price and above what you've got it for, whether it's a flat fee like $1,500 or a percentage of 3 points, or 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, or 100,000. Now, with distressed debt, we have made wholesaling fees from the $500 on a flat basis for low value stuff all the way up to over $100,000 on a 16-unit apartment complex that we flipped that was originally a Capital One loan that we put under contract. But wholesaling is only effective if you really do control that asset. And my voice is cracking, so
I might go back to Elmo because it's easier. If you like Elmo, give me likes.
Where were they going? It's wholesaling is only effective if you really truly have it under contract. Now that doesn't mean go out to a public website like FCI Exchange or Loan MLS or Watermark Exchange. People are liking Elmo, aren't they? Okay.
The people ask for it, we'll give it to you. So going out to a publicly traded website like FCI Exchange and putting something under contract isn't the same thing as going and finding something original from a true bank that nobody else has seen and trying to wholesale. Why? Guys, we can all agree the stuff at FCI and other places is a little picked over, and it may not be a deal. All right? You can't go to the MLS, pull a property off of there, and say, oh, they want 130. I'm going to market it to my buyer's list for 135 and find a buyer, and then go back to the listing agent and try to get them to close the deal. That's a big faux pas. You can't do that. You become a joker broker, and we do not like joker brokers. It's okay. We're having fun this morning. Turning lemons in my throat into lemonade for you.
So, joker brokers, guys, you do not want to be a joker broker. Now, yes, I started off wholesaling, and yes, I still wholesale on a regular basis. We get listed all the time, and I'll add a $1,000 wholesale fee or $500 wholesale fee or a couple extra grand depending on the situation. What you can't do, though, is be lazy, all right? You can't go to and pull up traditional lists that everybody knows to, then try to market them off and say that you got them. You can't say, oh, they're under contract when you've got 50 notes under contract in the process when you really don't control them, okay? You can't do that. It's a big no-no. And there are people out there that are doing that, which is just becomes their joker brokers because they really don't control anything, all right? Now, there's nothing wrong with making an offer for 10 notes to buy some with your own money and end up say, hey, I'm only going to end up closing on 8 of them and wholesaling the other 4 off. That's a good deal, okay? Nothing wrong with that. I think we all would agree to that. But You can't go out to these websites, put other stuff under contract, and try to wholesale it off as being your deals, because it's really not your deals. Really, all you're doing with that is creating a daisy chain. And what do we mean by a daisy chain? Well, let's say I'm the bank, and I have a list. And Jen over here is the first person on my list. So I send her my list. Well, Jen,
Oh, so excited. I have a list now. She turns around and has a list as well, and it's got Greg. Greg Arciso. All right? So she emails it to Greg. Well, what's Greg do? Well, he doesn't like them for his own investments, so he emails the list out to Nicole. Well, Nicole, who was too busy playing with Sesame Street characters and directing me, sends the list to Ryan. And Ryan is a real buyer. Okay? Yes, Ryan is a real buyer. All right? Well, Ryan wants to make a bid. Well, he makes a bid back through Nicole, who Nicole adds on some points, Greg adds on some points, and Nicole adds on some points.
so if I'm trying to sell a list at 45%, I said to Jen may add it 3 points to it, which is pretty normal, so it's at 48%. Greg adds 3 points, it's now at 51. Nicole adds them at 3 points, it's at 54. So Ryan is now paying something, trying to buy something that's now 9 percentage points higher than it was originally. And also, he's 3 removed. So if he's got to make an offering through Nicole, Nicole's got to go through Greg, Greg's got to go through Jen, and then Jen's got to go through me. Well, by the time that rolls around, hey, I may have sold it to somebody else. I may have it under contract with somebody else. All right? Or if it's actually, I got the list from Ryan originally in his own portfolio, it could be Ryan is seeing his own portfolio back into his own hands, 9 percentage points higher, which has happened. I've had that happen to me. All right? People are like, bring back the Elmo voice on this, I think.
Oh, no.
Any questions, comments so far?
Michael Norris said Elmo does not fit.
Elbow does not fit, I know. Small voice, big body. I get it.
I should go deep. Anyway. Daisy chains are the bane of our existence in the real estate industry. Too many people try to get in between a deal and they don't add any value. They're not doing any due diligence. They're just recycling lists. They're just carving lists. They're not doing any due diligence. They're not pulling rent rates. They're not seeing what's occupied. They're not having realtors drive by. Okay? Don't be a joker broker. Okay? If you really want to wholesale, you need to go out and really find something that's unique to what you do. And what I mean unique is maybe it's a unique lead. Maybe it's a bank contact that gets a list into you. All right? Or a hedge fund that nobody else is dealing with on a regular basis. All right? Don't be a joker broker, because that's the easiest way to get blacklisted. Okay? I'll give you an example. Yesterday I get an email from 3 different individuals that went through our Note Camp 2.0. And they're like, hey, we got these lists emailed us from this one guy who says he has notes available in the states that we're looking for. And I'm like, okay. And I pull up the list, that they sent me the list to take a look at. I'm like, wait a second. I recognize these lists. One of these is from a company called Direct Source. Another one's from FCI Exchange. I'm like, these aren't serious. These are where everybody can pick over them. And if they're still available on FCI Exchange, it's probably not a deal. Okay? Because a lot of hedge funds go post stuff on FCI just trying to get a move, trying to get a high bid. They may put it at 40%, but end up wanting it at 60%. So it's not a true deal. And there's no way this guy had all these assets under contract. All right? And there's no way he's going to want a contract. And he's trying to sell them at $1,500 extra above what he has contract price. Well, it's on FCI. You can go see what they are. Go from there. And the guy, all he did was take screenshots of the info and then send them the screenshots of these assets, which you just don't do, man. Like, come on, man, be original. All right? So this guy, while he's a legitimate investor, he just lost face because he's recycling shit. All right? So don't recycle shit. Don't be if you want to wholesale, go find something original to move. Don't be a joker broker. Don't create daisy chains out there that just make things more difficult for everybody who's a legitimate buyer. It makes things more expensive, and you don't add any value. Plus, if Ryan, in our situation here, if Ryan was a legitimate buyer and found it from a direct source or got direct with me and got my direct source, he's going to be like, why the hell am I trying to pay 54 cents on the dollar when I could deal directly with Scott, who I already have an existing relationship at 45? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I get people that email me lists all day long, but it's a lot of times the same lists that have been floating around for a while. So that's why it's important as you get lists in to save these lists in your files. Save them on your desktop somewhere so that you can go in, and one of the things I do to double check a list is if I get a list sent to me, I'll find some address in one of the top states or the top markets that I like. Florida is one that I like. Texas. If I see stuff in Vegas, it's usually tell that it's a recycle list. Colorado. So I'll take something that's unique in a smaller market that I don't see of, and I'll literally search in my file folders for that address. And lo and behold, 9 times out of 10, that address will pop up on another list, so I know who directly the source is. Okay? So I know who to deal with direct. Also, if you hit File, Save As, a spreadsheet, up on the right side, if you have the most recent versions of Excel versus something from the 19th century, update, trust me, pay for the Excel update, it's well worth it. It'll tell you who created it, when it was created, and often sometimes some contact information. That's one great way to see if you're actually dealing directly with the seller or dealing with a joker broker. Okay? Is there any questions, any comments people want to share about dealing with joker brokers or wholesaling?
No. Stephanie said get you some echinacea tea.
Who said what?
Stephanie.
Yes, Steph, I know I need to get some echinacea tea.
Michael
It's in my pocket right here.
He says he's glad you're covering this.
Oh, glad, I'm sure, because it happens all the time. And maybe an example. And we probably are a little guilty of fostering this a little bit. When people go to our workshops, we give them the contact list of everybody. When we just had Note Camp 2.0 here in October, we had people sign up and they filled out a survey. They gave them their top 5 markets. And our goal with that is to foster relationships, is to foster people producing and sharing deals back and forth. It's not this wholesaling daisy chain crap. And that's what some people are doing, which is they're going to get blacklisted. People aren't going to take them seriously. I mean, if I wanted to buy a Dodge, if I knew somebody that wanted to buy a Dodge pickup, it doesn't mean I'd go down to the dealership and try to, oh, what are you selling that for? And then it's okay. You want 20? Okay, I can go to my friend and say, I'm going to sell you a Dodge pickup for 25. Not going to happen all the time. All right, it's rarely going to happen. What you have to do, if you were doing that, you'd have to actually buy the truck and then sell it, which makes sense at that point. You have to put some investment in. Because if you're just recycling lists, you're not really creating anything. You're just creating problems. Okay. It is Thursday. We are really excited today here.
Woo!
Yeah, tomorrow kicks off our last fast track of 2017. We've got a packed house. Actually, 12 people coming, so we actually had to move it to the hotel for everybody. Yeah, well, we maxed out at 12. We don't want to be on it. We actually had more people wanting to sign up for it, but we capped it out. So we're excited about that because every one of these guys and gals is going to come into the mastermind. And mastermind, Steph is doing some amazing stuff with the magical mastermind. We're at over 70, so we've had to upgrade rooms. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And so getting everybody to put their presentations together, short presentations, we try to get everybody to present at the mastermind about who they are, their businesses, and what their biggest strengths and weaknesses are. So that's exciting, kind of finalizing that. Steph has done an amazing job putting some great stuff together, some entertainment for everybody after hours of the mastermind. So big kudos to her. I know that she was up here at the office till midnight last night working on stuff. So yeah, she's a bit of a night owl sometimes. We got another listen. We finally got we got some accepts or counters on some of the ones originally. Was told today as well, had a conference call before we started this, that we will actually get back their reserve price on the rest of the stuff.
Yay.
So that'll help us to go back out to our investors and help them, hey, you bid $5,000 on this deal, actually they want $7,000 or they want $10,000 on it. And it'll also help us with our marketing because we'll be able to facilitate that out to the database because you guys have done a tremendous job working on that. So everybody in here's took time to pull photos of the properties. We've kind of filtered through. We expect a bigger list of 700 assets coming in too. Rents, condition, and figuring some rough ROIs if we were to modify. And you guys did a really good job with that spreadsheet too. So really proud of the group here. Just exciting Thursday, everybody. I mean, November is kind of over halfway done now. It's the 15th, right, everybody?
No, it's the 17th.
Okay, yeah, it's 2 weeks left in the month. But if you think about that, you really only have truly a week left. If you figure out what you have before Thanksgiving next week, and then what you have happening after Thanksgiving. So we're pretty excited about that. Next week we'll be in the office Monday through Wednesday, and then Steph and I will head out to Orlando on that Sunday. So we'll be doing some live no closers episodes straight from Disney, Walt Disney World in Florida, not Disneyland, Walt Disney World in Florida. So, question, comment?
Michelle asks, we're going to get something soon on Imperial, question mark.
Yes, Michelle, if you're bidding on Imperial, it's hopefully the counters we got back.
She should have gotten an email yesterday.
Yeah, you should have got an email yesterday. Check your inbox. I know Jennifer did a really good job sending out people that submit offers that we did not get counters back on. If you got, you would have gotten 2 emails. One, if you made offers and were accepted, great. We let you know where they were or where they countered. Check your inbox. We've been communicating that. If not, drop an email to Jen. She'll let you know exactly what information we have. And some of the offers, the hedge fund didn't even bother countering back, okay, because the numbers were too far between. But hopefully, we'll find out today what the bank's reserves are on those assets and let you know what they're looking for. But one thing you have to realize, a lot of times hedge funds are putting work into assets. Now, this one specific list that we're talking about, the hedge funds had for like 3 years. And for like the first year and a half, they botched it. They completely didn't do anything. Messy collateral, missing assignments. They lost a lot of assets to tax sale. And so what they've done is gone out and pay the taxes, clean up the collateral, and start to foreclose. So they've got some expenses involved, and it's not really true a true non-performing pure list because they're actually doing some asset management on the deal. So some people are submitting like lowball offers. Well, they've already got that amount in expenses and foreclosure costs. So the hedge fund is like, well, we'll just go ahead and foreclose. So we'll get those answers back, give you some idea on where things are going, and we'll go from there. So otherwise, any other final questions, concerns, comments? Guys, I could really use some help. If you're watching this, hey, feel free to share it to your database, share it to your investors on some things. Also, please let us know questions and comments of what you'd like us to see covered. That helps us prepare this on a daily basis for all of you. So, once again, guys, thanks again for joining us on episode number 12 of the No Closers this Wednesday, November 17th, 2016.
Yes, special guest Elmo. Have a great day. We'll see you when we see you.